Hello, my wunderbar patients. This is the DrJoeystein, and I'm not dead. Well, not yet, at least. No. I was in college, which made me feel kind of the same as being dead. But regardless, I graduated, and am currently building a PC and have a whole bunch of ideas for this YouTube channel I'm going to work on over the summer, so stay tuned. There will be more stuff. Trust me. In the meantime, though, I'm going to work on a couple of small projects, like some ER reviews and finishing that Transistor Dr. J plays, which is taking long enough. So I'm going to start with an ER review for Resident Evil Revelations 2. And since I'm reviewing Resident Evil, I should probably get into the spirit of things. I'm like a mirror image of Claire Redfield. I even got the herbs, too. See? Oh! Let's just start with the review.
Resident Evil.
Revelations 2 is arguably the best Resident Evil since the 4th game, maintaining the old school feel that came with its predecessor, Revelations, while adding in a few new tricks to stand out even more, which has got me excited for whatever Capcom has planned next for the franchise. The game sets off with Claire Redfield and Moira Burton, yeah, Barry Burton's daughter, being apprehended from TerraSave's headquarters, a non-governmental organization they work for but stands against bioterrorism. They find themselves on an unknown island with zombies that aren't actually zombies, rather the same people called Afflicted, and a mysterious antagonistic woman who has put these glowing bracelets on their wrists to taunt and communicate with them. Our heroes have to find out who and where she is from there on out, and the story also unfolds on a different side with Barry Burton and Natalia, who are trying to rescue Claire and Moira. It all comes together as one of my favorite tales in the RE universe. Delivered in an episodic format, the first episode hooks you with a lot of interesting plot points, and the further you go, the more surprises there will be waiting for you. While it's no contender for Best Game Narrative of 2015, this game actually has some of the most sincere character interactions and development out of any RE game I've played. I mean, the dialogue is eye-rolling here and there, but most of it seems intentionally playful, like so.
Yeah, that was almost a Claire sandwich.
Say that again. Say it again! Yeah, that was almost a Claire sandwich. That's what I thought you said.
Other than that, the story's a lot of fun. A good effort on Capcom's end to improve in this category while still not taking itself too seriously. Revelations 2 may be similar to RE6 in some ways, but it's far more like RE4 and 5 with its tank-like controls, which work very well with the movement and gunplay in this installment. Everything's pegged down a notch in pace and complexity. For example, instead of the complicated dodging and rolling in RE6 that I barely used, you have a simple evade mechanic with the character moving forward, backward, right or left in one swift motion with one single button. There's crouching now too, and it's thankfully not for cover-based shooting, but for loosely hiding behind low cover, getting past certain obstacles, and sneaking behind enemies to KO them in basic stealth sections. Stuff like this contributes to a cleaned-up control scheme, if you will, and tighter gameplay that reprioritizes resource management and more methodical shooting as seen in past titles. Instead of being stuck with one character that has similar traits to their partner for entire campaign levels like in RE5 and 6, you can switch between them at any time in Revelations 2, and the two characters in each duo have differing roles. For example, Claire and Barry handle all of the firepower, whereas Moira and Natalia respectively serve in support roles for those characters. Moira helps Claire by using a flashlight to stun enemies or find hidden items, and a crowbar to open doors or special item chests. Natalia complements Barry by being able to climb through small holes and see enemies through walls. You'll usually play as the character with the guns, obviously, but you'll need to switch back and forth between characters constantly, especially since it's pretty intuitive and fun. Even the AI is surprisingly excellent. Check out what Natalia does to help Barry defeat these invisible predators.
There, shoot! No, more right! There, shoot!
There's a decent diversity of Afflicted that are smarter and faster than the usual zombies, and an item menu that's easier than ever to access during combat. custom parts returned from Revelations that can be found and applied to weapons to give them increased attributes, BPs earned completing challenges and finishing episodes that can be spent on compelling skills that increase stats and abilities' effectiveness, and so on. I could say more, but overall Revelations 2 doesn't do anything innovative, but instead falls back on its legacy in a good way, while trying a couple of minor new things that end up merging well with the core formula, which I hope to see return in some way for future titles. The visuals? That 60 frames per second on PS4 goodness. Yes, the game runs smoothly, with the exception of noticeable choppiness when a new area is loaded, but this isn't much of an issue. In regard to the graphics, it certainly impresses with some of its visual effects and views, but I can't help but shake that the lighting, animation, specifically with mouth movement, and whatnot could be better. But considering all things, the game still looks wonderful. One thing that's noticeably better, though, for this Resident Evil is the environmental settings, which reminded me of places from RE4 and Alan Wake, actually. Much more moody and dark this time around, which helps bring on that survival horror feeling. And I won't dig into the sound effects and music, but don't worry, both complement the game nicely. Especially some of the songs, since there's some that stand out, like the one in the background right now. You're looking at an 8-hour campaign with all 4 episodes, and I would recommend the game on that basis alone. But you also get 2 bonus episodes in the raid mode. The extra episodes are short, give a bit of backstory to some characters, and present different gameplay scenarios, but I didn't find them all that interesting. As for raid mode, you set up a character to level up with weapons and upgrades you earn by killing enemies and map challenges that get harder and harder as you complete each one. That's really dumbing it down, but it's honestly not worth much of your time unless you play with a friend. Despite slight letdowns, Revelations 2 is most certainly a sign that Capcom is listening well. They understand that they have to maintain Resident Evil's identity of survival horror and innovate on top of that, rather than throw out parts of what makes it special and replace them with modern shooter elements like in the 6th installment. While the atmosphere, enemies, and overall horror aren't as scary as, say, they are in RE3 or 4, there's a valiant effort in Revelations 2 to match that. Simply put, the game's a commendable rebound, making it one of my top 5 favorite games in the franchise, which is why I deem this game to be in a solid, healthy state, and recommend buying it to send Capcom a message that this is the cure to get Resident Evil back on its feet, and then some. You know, these aren't half bad when you get used to them. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you like, and check out some of my other ER reviews that I've done. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. It's time to let the hair loose all day. Yeah. I'm clear red field.